Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stark Reality. The topic of today is going to be making mistakes on the twin flame journey. And this is for the runners and the chasers. Everybody that is on the twin flame journey, however long your journey is, you will make mistakes. Whatever side you're on, you will make mistakes. I was just thinking the other day, I was cringing. I was like, "Oh, why did I say that?" Like a year ago, 2 years ago. Why did I post that for my twin? Why did I do that? Why did I do this? Like I was literally sitting there like, "Why did I do all this shit?" And I deemed it as a mistake, and you will too. Just because you're the chaser does not mean you don't make mistakes. You do. You make big ones. You make massive ones, but so does the runner. But I wanted to push forth in this podcast that making mistakes is not the be all end all of everything. On the twin journey, your guides are going to bring up every single mistake that you have ever made on the journey, and it will probably hit you at once. Now, they're not doing it to be mean, they're not doing it to poke at you to say, "Oh, look what you've done." They're doing it and they're using it as a learning tool. And the learning tool is, first of all, have you learnt from your mistakes? Second, will you do them again? And third, have you accepted and forgiven yourself for the mistakes that you have made? Because mistakes are there as a teaching tool. They're not there for us to sit and dwell on because that stops us from moving forward. If we're constantly dwelling on the past mistakes we've made, whatever they've been, we will never move forward. The past is the past. We can't change it. All we can do is accept, release, and forgive ourselves for the perceived mistakes that we have made. Because if we don't, we will never find happiness and we will never move forward. And this is across the board, even if you're not a twin. But when you're a twin, like I said, your guidance are going to bring this stuff up, and it is a test. I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me yesterday because this is really what fired me up to make this podcast. So last night, my guides told me that I needed to send my twin every single bit of love energy that I had. Now, they don't do this often. And when they do it, I always think, okay, what's this for? It's usually for something, but I didn't know what it was for until later on. So I did. I spent about an hour sending love thoughts, vibrations, everything that I could throw at my twin from a high vibrational standpoint, from a love standpoint, to make my twin feel what I feel for my twin. And I went to sleep, and I got woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning. My left ear was completely blocked, and I had a song playing on repeat in my head. And the lyrics of the song was basically dwelling on the past, dwelling on past mistakes, can't move forward. This particular song, has been playing in my head for the last 2 to 3 weeks. And the reason why this is coming up now is because when your twin gets to a place where they want to communicate, they feel good about it. They're like, okay, I trust this person. I love this person. I really want to communicate. This is when all the mistakes start coming up for them. This is when it all starts coming up. But like I said, they're not bringing up the mistakes to stop you from moving forward. They're bringing up the mistakes so you can let go of them. That's basically what it is. So my left ear being blocked, I'm going to explain just in case some of you have been through this or will go through this. You can refer back. So the left side of the body is the feminine energy. The right side is the masculine. The simplest terms that I can put it is the masculine energy is giving and the feminine is receiving. So when I get ailments that come out of nowhere, especially in my ear or on a certain side of my throat, it is receiving. This is when I realized, oh, that's why you made me give all this love energy to my twin, because what had happened is I gave all this love energy and it just bounced back. And the reason it bounced back is because my twin is having trouble receiving. And receiving is a huge thing. Does anybody know? I mean, I'm sure you do. Does anybody know people who can't take a compliment? or don't know how to receive a gift. These are people that don't know how to receive, and the reason they don't know how to receive is because it comes from a trauma and or a wounding of worthiness, of when they were younger, something happened and they don't feel worthy of it. So when you shower someone with love and they run, or they don't know how to accept it, this is a worthiness issue. So for me, all these issues are being brought up for my twin, and it was a test. It was basically a test. Like, if you throw all this love at your twin, is she going to take it in and receive it and accept it, or is she going to push it away? Now, what that has done is it's brought up all these mistakes that she has perceivedly made, and that has created a pushback. And that is why my left ear, which is receiving, blocked, because she is blocking the energy. I bring this up because a lot of the runner twins do this, and sometimes on the twin journey as chaser twins, we'll feel this and we'll go, oh, why is this blocked? Or why do I hurt here? Or why do I hurt there? So right side masculine is giving, left side feminine is receiving. If we want to move forward, we have to balance the masculine giving and the feminine receiving energy. It has to be balanced, because there's a lot of people, especially twins, that go through life. They can give love, no problem, but they have issues receiving it and letting love in. This is not just a me and my twin thing. This is across the board. I have heard many twin stories about people saying their twin is a narcissist and their twin just doing horrible, horrible things to them. Now, imagine if this is you, imagine your twin gets to a point where everything comes crashing down on them and they realize what they've done. It is really difficult for them to forgive themselves, let alone ask for your forgiveness, which they don't need. It's more about them than it is about you, because as a chaser, you will reach a point where forgiveness is automatic for you. No matter what your twin does, you forgive them, because you understand that when they make mistakes, it comes from a place of fear, not love, which is why, in my opinion, normal relationships, soulmate relationships, fail, because they cannot see from the other person's side. People do things out of fear, not intentionally trying to hurt the other person, but they do it from fear, from insecurities, from all of that. But what we as chasers do, we rise to the next level and we say, we forgive you for everything that you think that you've done. We forgive you, because that is part of the twin journey. It is unconditional love, and it is forgiveness. And I just want to say again, mistakes are learning tools. They are not there to be dwelled upon, because if you do dwell upon them, you will never move forward into the life that you desire. And that's across the board with runners and chasers. You must accept the things that you've done, learn from them, and vow that I'm never going to do that again. That's all we can do, because the past is the past. A lot of people dwell in the past, but we can't go back. We can't change anything. We need to, again, this is for runners and chasers, we need to accept everything that we deem as a mistake. Everything. Accept it, forgive ourselves, and release it, because all we have is here and now. That's all we have. The past is the past, and nothing will ever move forward for anybody in any twin relationship if they can't get past that. And just to point out, if you are going through this with your twin, I need to push a point forward that no matter how many times you say to your twin, if you're in contact with them, don't worry about your past mistakes. It's fine. I don't care. I forgive you. Let's just move forward. You can say that to your twin until you're blue in the face, but it will do nothing. And the reason why it will do nothing is because it is your twin's fear and insecurities and lesson to learn. It's not yours. Have you ever been in a situation where you tell someone you love them till you're blue in the face and they don't believe you? And the reason they don't believe you is because they don't love themselves enough to believe that you could love them. So if you are going through this, if your twin is at that point where all the mistakes they've ever made with you comes crashing down on them, leave it, listen to your guidance, help them when your guidance advises you to help them, and they will get through it, because what they need most from you is for you to be constant, is for you to be there, is for you not to go away, not to run, not to say, stuff this, they've made all these mistakes, I'm leaving. No, they need you to be there. They need your energy to be there. And they need you as motivation to move forward, because that's really what you do to each other. That's part of the twin journey. You motivate each other to move forward. I know that I would have never healed any of this stuff that I've healed with the twin journey without my twin motivating me and pushing me forward to be the best person that I possibly can be. So just be there for your twin when they are ready, when they have forgiven themselves, when they feel worthy enough for you and for your love, they will come forward. You must give them time because they are working through a lot of stuff. And I've said this before on the podcast, and I will say it again. The chaser and the runner go through pretty much the same things. It's just at different times. The chaser is the first part of the kind of separation, and the second part of the separation is your runner. We both have to go through exactly the same stuff. And I know this because I feel everything my twin goes through, and I was like, oh, I've been through that. Oh, I've been through that. Oh, I know how that feels. You can't help them because it's their lesson to learn. It's their soul growth, but they go through everything that you go through. They do. Sometimes you can help. Sometimes you have to leave them. So in hindsight, I think wrapping up this podcast, I just wanted to push forward that mistakes will be made on both sides. But you must accept your past. You must accept the mistakes you've made. You must release them and you must forgive yourself. Otherwise, there is no moving forward on any side. Stark Reality is a Balloon Head Productions presentation.